Hello everybody, welcome back to another LEGO City Update. Jordan here. Today we're going to be placing the LEGO Home Alone set. So of course the area that will best accommodate the McAllister's house is definitely the residential area. Now this area here, I will admit, has never really looked that good. We've never really put a full effort into it when comparing it to areas like the downtown core. So we're really excited to place the McAllister's house in this area here and also give it a more complete look. We plan on tiling it off because we have 999 of these light bluish gray 2x2 tiles, which of course will add sidewalks to the area. And actually, we plan on revising the entire layout here. So all of this is going to change. We're not really happy with the way that it looks. It is a little bit difficult to work on these tables here because it's actually only 50 inches or 5 base plates wide. So it's a little bit difficult, especially when you consider that we have to have road. I think there's a little bit too much road in here. I really have no idea which direction Jose and I are going to bring this, but we're really excited to sort of clear the whole area, work it out, place the McAllister's house, figure out a new layout for all of these different buildings in the residential area, and also just make it look more complete. So yeah, this is sort of what it looks like right now. We've got some custom houses. We've got some of the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 houses. We've got the Simpsons house. We've got this custom fire station here. We've got the haunted house with the custom graveyard and a whole bunch of stuff going on here. And I think it's in dire need of a refresh. So that's what we're going to be doing today, placing the LEGO Ideas Home Alone set and revitalizing the residential area. So Mrs. Bricksie and I have started discussing the new plan for the residential area. First things first, we got to clear all the vehicles, roads, and buildings. First thing to go is all the vehicles. Those are some crowded streets. It's like a ghost town. Some of these older creator houses just look so great, even on a shelf. LEGO really needs to start making these again. They are awesome. Some of the bigger residential buildings, just awesome LEGO sets. But some of them definitely don't look good on the ground. Look what I found when I was removing the buildings. Some of the Home Alone custom minifigs from Citizen Brick, I believe. They're actually sent to us by Patrick Sullivan. These things are sick. The print detailing is amazing. So this is where the fun begins now. We have a large open surface here and a bunch of road plates, and we can sort of play around with different layouts. So I think we're pretty happy with this layout right here. We're going to have a cul-de-sac right there. And then we have buildings facing toward us in the center and along the back row. Some buildings along the farm. And then all of these plates open right here. I've done this in the past, but like I said earlier, I never really made this area perfect. It's just sort of been like a dumping ground that hasn't really got a lot of attention. So we're ready to make it look good. And the first thing that we're going to do is actually tile all of these base plates using 2x2 light bluish gray tiles while watching the hockey game. So we've actually decided to alter our road layout a little bit here. And as you can see, we've done a great job of tiling all of our road base plates as well. We've got a big plan for the Simpsons house, Home Alone house, and also the Haunted Manor whenever we get around to building that. Now, what did we alter from the layout? Well, you can see we've added a straight road right here, and actually everything is shifted over half a base plate. So we used to have a 2 base plate gap right here with our original concept idea, but now it's only 1.5 base plates. Now that was a huge change that really benefited this whole area, because now our farm can go on green base plates. It only used to have a 1.5 base plate plot, but now it's actually 2 base plates wide, so we can change that to green base plates, which makes way more sense for the farm. And you can see that we've actually fenced it off and added a little entrance there, and of course it's nowhere near completion. Now what did we do for the half base plate move? How do we make that work? Because road plates don't come in half base plate increments. Well, we made this really cool slow speed bump right here. And we made that on a 16x32 dark bluish gray plate. Doesn't that look cool? It makes sense because people will be crossing to go from the beach area to the zoo. So now that we are really happy with our road layout, it's time to start placing some buildings. And we're actually going to be modifying all of the residential houses so that they all look similar to one another. What does that mean? Well, obviously not the actual structure on the base plate, but we're going to start modifying their yards, because a lot of these Creator 3-in-1 houses, they don't really look the same, and they sort of got some weird stuff going on, such as like this weird pathway, this weird driveway here, these odd looking trees that are really cool, but they don't really match the vibe of our Lego city. Also, we have a wicked plan for this area right here. As you can see, we've given it 1.5 base plate plots for these houses, well, for the houses that are going to go here, and that's going to allow us to put backyards and add some more detail. So it's going to be awesome. Here's the before shot of the apple tree house and the after shot. So we paved the driveway, added some bamboo bushes, made a nice sidewalk here, added some flowers, and decided to keep the apple tree, as this is the apple tree house. So got to keep that, right? Next we have the Hillside House, I believe. It's got like a little car park. Pretty cool looking yard with a barbecue, tree. Needs some modifications though. We paved the driveway, added a nice path, flowers, bamboo bushes, and also made a pad for the barbecue, which we also relocated there. And this one here is an old school 3-in-1 set. Creator Townhouse, I believe it's called. It's pretty neat. It actually has a garage as well. Doesn't need a whole lot of changes because it already looks pretty good. But we decided to remove the fence along the front here. We changed up the path. We added a planter there with a tree and some bushes and another one here. And once again, we used those dark bluish gray tiles right there for the driveway. Next up, we have the modern family home before. The nice thing is too is that we're going to be taking the time to dust all of these sets as well. They get quite dusty. So when we move things around, we like to clean them up. Once again, paved a path, added some flowers, bamboo bushes, and also paved the driveway. So as you can see, a lot of our changes are consistent among all of the Creator 3-in-1 houses. And here's the before of the Monster Fighters haunted house. And the after, we actually decided to follow some instructions from rebrickable.com that placed it onto a base plate and sort of gave it a detailed grounds as well. So it looks really good. And we also made some changes to our custom ones as well, just by adding some flowers and making consistent fencing. You'll actually see when they're placed in the city that the fencing all makes sense. And this one here, we also tiled within the garage as well. We also added some more flower detailing to this custom house here as well. So we were on the fence of whether or not we wanted to keep the Lego Creator 3-in-1 Changing Seasons house in the residential area, because it's a little bit small, but it is a great build. So we got the tree out front here, a little path there, some flowers, once again, those bamboo bushes. Got a fence going along the side here. I like the side windows on this house. It looks good. And we actually moved the pool from the front, which really doesn't make any sense, to the backyard. Also back here, we've got a chair and a barbecue and some nice details. It looks really good. As you can see, it sits on a 32 by 32 base plate. So we've got to decide what we're going to do with the other half there. So we decided that we're going to get rid of these ones. This is the pencil pot. It's actually like a stationary set. You're supposed to have it on your desk and use it as a pencil pot for like pens and pencils and stuff like that. Just not the right scale, not the right detail. We decided that we're going to get rid of that and also get rid of this old custom one that we built. It is not high quality and is missing a door for some reason. And we got rid of the treehouse as well. Actually, I used the parts to create a treehouse for Bart Simpson. So as you can see, we're making lots of different changes to all of the properties in the residential area. And included in that is actually the Home Alone house, or the McAllister's house, and also the Simpsons house. It's almost time to place all the buildings and reveal the final product. So we're going to start our review right here and look at the placement of both Home Alone and The Simpsons. So the Home Alone set is definitely a winter scene. We've added some snow elements just around it using all sorts of white slopes. Over here we have the Simpsons house, so you can see Homer's in his vehicle, and you got Marge and Lisa right there. Most of the detail for the placement of these two buildings is actually around back. Here's some of the snow detail around the side. And onto the back here where we have a snowman. Also, Kevin's treehouse right here with a large tree there. Kevin's about to chop down a tree for Christmas. And he is taking the zip line to his treehouse. Beside that, of course, we have the custom treehouse that I built for Bart Simpson. We got Grandpa Simpson, or Abe, down here, hollering at Bart, who's up there. We added a doghouse for Santa's Little Helper. I do not have a Santa's Little Helper minifig, but that looks good enough. Added some bamboo bushes and, of course, fences that connect back here. And we have a sandbox for Maggie back here. And look who's on the grill. We got Ned Flanders. We also added some bush and tree detail just around the back here that looks similar to the Simpsons TV show. So there's our placement of the McAllister's house and also the Simpsons. Now, before we get started with our review of the entire area, I just want to note that there are some open base plates. There's a large one right here. That's going to be for the Haunted Manor set. Also, we plan on modularizing the Ford Privet Drive set and also the Burrow in the very near future. However, I did take the time to have the Weasleys flying car there and have the Dursleys just astonished that they see a flying car. All right, so starting right here in the center, we have our freshly updated custom house beside the modern family home, and then another custom house right here as well. There we have the new and improved haunted house as well from the Monster Fighters line, and you can see we actually have some trick-or-treaters out front as well. And right over here, this guy is getting frightened by the butler, or chef. He's actually jumping off the ground. So we've got some fun storytelling right there around that haunted house, and also by the graveyard here, because we have the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine parked out front of the graveyard, where of course we have the rise of Voldemort happening. Beside that, we have our townhouse 3-in-1 set, and this guy right here, he's the dog father. Look, he's got a treat, and the dogs want to come say hello. We added all sorts of vehicles, minifigures, and storytelling, so it's looking pretty good right now. Across the street from those houses, we have the Hillside House and the Apple Tree House. Then we have the seasonal house with the swimming pool, and these guys are getting ready to have a party. We got the 8-stud house right here, and a couple guys sunbathing right here. Talking about the game they just had, because they're on the same sports team. And then we got Dad over here, who's hard at work with the wheelbarrow. A few other buildings that we decided to keep here is actually the Octan gas station right here. You can see somebody is fueling up. And then beside that, we actually have a propane bullet. You can see the Octan truck is currently fueling that propane bullet. And we actually decided to tile that whole base plate there. I was contemplating getting rid of it, but then I was like, you know what? If we add a bunch of tiles and make it look more complete, it'll actually look pretty good right beside the gas station. Another thing we were thinking of getting rid of is the police station, but we think it looks good right there for now. I know it's sort of out of place, but reality is we have nothing to put in its place. So there's no sense in parting it out and having another open base plate. So I think that placement of the police station looks pretty good. So there we go. We have the freshly updated residential area with the placement of the Home Alone Ideas set. Lots of different stories happening, nice vehicles all around. Also, we have lights running down the street. So there's a lot of detail here, and more than there ever has been. What are we doing next? Well, we're going to be working on the farm. You can see they're starting construction right there. Going to construct a red barn, also a house. There will be livestock and crops in that area there. Then we're going to proceed to work down this way here. We're going to work on our beach area, improving the layout of all of these buildings, and also the Ferris wheel. We also have some work to do here with our sand texturing and the use of the dark tan plates. So we've got to switch up that as well and improve that area. Once that's done, then, of course, we'll hop onto the zoo and Ninjago area. So yeah, we're pretty excited to continue progressing with the Lego City. We hope you like the new placement of all of the different residential buildings. Let us know what you think of this area, and also the placement of the Home Alone house. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Have yourselves a great day and take care. Farewell.